Hey everybody. So a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the report from Rocky Mountain Institute and the Bezos Earth Fund about this target of 285 million tons per year by 2030 to be on track for the 10 billion tons of carbon removal needed by 2050. I just got back from Carbon and Bound in New York City, and I got to talk with a lot of you about this and the progress that we're making on carbon removal. At the same time, we know that the demand for carbon removal is growing, but not growing as quickly as I would like for carbon removal to grow fast enough. And so you know that with AirMiners, we've been working on that demand side. We just finished our Buyers Academy online program. We ran a in-person buyers workshop at Carbon and Bound, and we've got our Buyers Club kicking off this summer. And so if you know anybody that's a corporate sustainability lead who wants to join one of those or check out one of those, then send them our way and we can get folks booted up on participating on the demand side of carbon removal. That said, given everything that's happening, I want to be extra prepared to have carbon removal succeed, to make sure carbon removal does grow fast enough. And while we're pursuing more on the demand side, there's also room to widen the scope on the types of solutions that are getting attention. And there's a couple things that have really caught my attention that I'd love to get your perspective on. I'd love to hear how you're thinking about these things. If it's something that you're researching, if there's something you're working on, would love to hear from you. So these three things are the first one is super pollutant destruction. And so this is basically there's pollutants added to the atmosphere that have multiples of the impact of carbon dioxide. And so by removing one of them, for every molecule that you remove, it's effectively like you're removing many molecules of carbon dioxide. And so what you're doing in effect is just removing many multiples of that. Has this immediate effect. And I think it's a really interesting area of the climate puzzle. So I'd love to learn more about what's going on in these different methods. The second one is iron fertilization. And this idea of working with the ocean to add iron particles into the water and to create more growth, more life in the ocean that effectively sucks up carbon dioxide and then sinks to the bottom of the ocean. If this is something that you're interested in or something you're reading up on, I would love to hear from you. And then the last one is solar radiation management. Now, this isn't carbon removal. This is the idea of reflecting sunlight away from the planet. And so you're doing that with clouds or with big mirrors or with particles in the air. But the overall effect is instead of all the sunlight heating up the planet, you're reflecting away some. And so you're in effect cooling the planet. So this is something that, while it's not carbon removal, it's effectively kind of buying time to do carbon removal, to get carbon removal scaled up. So these are three things that have really caught my attention as I look at what are other ways we can do to widen the scope of carbon removal solutions. I'd love to hear from you if any of these have caught your attention as well, or it's something that you're working on. So I look forward to hearing back from you.